Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Welcome. Welcome. My name's Blades, and this is Space Engineers. Number 5. We've come pretty far. We're at the mid-game. We're into what could possibly be called a big build. We can do anything we want. We can build and design. And yes, we can possibly go to war. Yeah, I've been thinking about that this morning. We're at the stage of the game where enemies are a possibility. As we build our platform to get us into space, it becomes more of a realistic challenge in that enemies will be provided, I guess. I think that's the way it really goes. Oh my gosh, we've got a roof. We need a bit more of a roof than that, I think. Maybe look into that today. So we've got our build platform all set up. We did that yesterday. And we realised how short on resources we are. Which is very short indeed. Let's put the UI back on. You just hit the tab button for that if you're wondering. How can we do this? 8K. This symbol has got some silicon in it, not much. We've got a few resources there. Anything down here? Mostly ice, of course. Oh, our refinery is on cobalt. Right, so 11K. Magnesium didn't really get enough. Nickel. Silicon. Of course, cobalt. Cobalt's looking semi-okay, but not good. Nickel and silicon are about right for the amount of iron that we've got. And we still have over 1 million ice in the other cargo container. Okay. That cobalt's gonna take a while. A long minute, I think the expression goes. I find it quite funny with cobalt. Basically what it does, it jams up your system. So we're going to let it. I think so. We're going to let it. What we can do though is on our mine. Let's have a look for our mine. Here it is. That rotor. I think we can stop that. And our drills. I think we can stop those. Piston isn't required. We still have another 2.5 meters of piston left. So we do have another load of around about 300,000 to 600,000 ice left to get. I'm not sure if I made a mistake doing that. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Right, let's get ourselves set and ready. Just bear with me 1 second. Okay. Stream is up and running. Good, good. That's what I was waiting for. That's sorted. Right, let's see what we can do. We are inside a little machine, aren't we? Let's go have a look. Yes, we are. Oh, what to do with that platform? What to do? I think we build the engines. Now, some people may have realised there is a problem with that machine as it stands. It's got no fuel. How do we get the fuel into it? There's an interesting conundrum. How do you get the fuel into a machine that isn't built? Interesting. We have to let that cobalt roll through. We should really have 2 refineries, one for cobalt. I have to be honest. Normally I would have a basic refinery going, which I would stick the cobalt in to leave everything else alone, so we just get on with things. Fortunately, we don't have one. Not to worry, not to worry. We could build one. Is it worth it, do you think? I doubt that very much. Alrighty. Let's just pop our ship down here. This little basic ship's done rather well. I do have to admit, for a very, very weak design, I'm actually quite impressed. We are going to need some more nickel, so better take some of that as well. This time I remember to look. That was good of me. What's my objective for today? I think to build the basics of that ship. Actually, don't need to do that. So it's Alt, middle mouse button, just empties. What else have I got on me? Oh, I've got 2 hydrogen bottles. Never mind. That's fine. Yes. Got some nickel. Don't need a lot. Just topping up, as it were. It's going that way. Alright. So that is the way that we shall dig. Diggy, 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 diggy. Yeah, I'm in a better mood today. I'm not feeling as bad. My apologise for yesterday's stream. I was feeling awful. Oh dear. These things happen. ice down here. Interesting. So how do you build a spaceship? Yeah. Good question. What do you think? Is there a good way of doing it? Don't know. I think the best way to build a spaceship is go with what you know. And then improvise and expand upon that. So everything that you do in the game is a learning experience, a bit of a learning curve, as you may sometimes call it. It's always new. Everything that you do is usually, well, in my case, always new, because I haven't tried everything I want to try. I will get just a few bits more, because they're on a smaller backpack today. I accidentally brought along some hydrogen. Anything else? Nope, let's sort out our cargo. Okay. Let's see what we have. Medium cargo container full. Trying not to overload. 8,000 iron, okay. Connectors empty. Cargo containers are roughly about right. That will do. I don't want to overload this ship, it doesn't handle very well, unfortunately. Okay. Just take it easy on the way back. So yes, resources, I know. So we need the basics of a ship. It's exactly the same basics that we're flying, because this is a basic ship. So what we need to do is reproduce or place into our spaceship the kind of components that we've made in this one. I've got to remember to be going in a straight line when I do this. Otherwise we'll all be in trouble. So the dynamics of a ship are interesting. The dynamics depend on the build. Ships won't always respond and fly the same way. There we go. That'll do it. That's looking not bad. I might be getting better at this, or I might just be a bit better off today and a bit more awake. Not quite sure which. There we go. And we need to clean up the inventory properly this time. got a plushie. Oh, that's nice. Alrighty. Let's have a look at our cargo containers. This one's got empty space. Let's use this one. So today we're going to try and clear some of this ice, let it melt, get some hydrogen out of it. Speaking of hydrogen, over half full. That's interesting. I wasn't expecting to have so much. And welcome to you people tuning in. I'm just getting back on track at the moment, seeing what we can do with our lovely refinery, which is now stuck on that. We'll put the cobalt to the back. Nickel can go back as well. We'll take that iron and stone out. Okay. Now today I have power considerations to worry about. These batteries, they're hovering at around about 1.5, which is half power, or half storage, which is where you would like them to hover, I'm guessing. The problem is that bottom line, fully depleted in 9 hours, we're not gaining power. I think we may need a little bit more power income. They're not... it's the fog. We are pretty well balanced on 3. Here's the thing. We make a big ship. We put batteries on that big ship and then we need to fully charge them. Where's that charge coming from? The base. Currently, we can barely charge it. We will flatten the batteries on the base, won't we? I think 2 more wind turbines would probably go a long way on this at this stage. Interior plate. Okay. Let's have a look, see what we can do. I think it might be a good idea to get the power needs increased. I'm not overly worried about them. I'm just a little concerned. Let's make some wind turbines. It's about time. It's about time. We are at the stage now where we can afford to do that comfortably, and things aren't really looking that bad. So let's pop up these and let's get them going. Oops. Come on, go green. Thank you. And there should be a lot of space around the back as well. Okay. Simply enough done. Why haven't I done this before? Because we haven't needed to. Really the simplest answer I can come up with. Let's get those in production. Okay. We have oodles of ice. How far down do we need to go? Let's go take a look. So what I'm doing now is I'm preparing myself for the completion of a spaceship. How deep is the ice? We don't really know. We haven't got through it. Which is interesting. So this ice is pretty deep. It's a heck of a hole though, isn't it? Yeah. There's that. I can collect from here. Still more to do, huh? And that platform looks ugly. Okay. Don't mind it looking ugly. Not really. There we go, that's one more there. One more there. Okay, when the we'll just go down to the floor for now. Engines. So let's start planning this out. I want to build the front 5 engines. Okay. Check our planner. Build planner is empty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for 5, we need 2,000, nearly 3,000 iron ingots. That's just for 5 engines. 200 cobalt, which is why I went and picked up the cobalt. That's looking good. The other thing I'm interested in is how thick is this ice? Interesting, that is awfully thick. Reason being is I want our mine to get through the ice. Well, that's not going to happen anytime soon, is it? I mean, getting more ice isn't a problem. We're surrounded by it. Okay. Engines. Always start switched on. So let's sort that out as well. Got these hydrogen thrusters. As you can see, they all start switched on, so let's switch them off. And now we can start our build. I don't see it as a problem building this. I see this as more of an experiment. To find out what works, what doesn't work. Things like that. Ah, lovely. They're all back up to full now. We'll be gaining power. Which is exactly what we want. Because we're going to have to charge this little baby up. I'm interested to see if it flies. Hope it does. That'd be nice. I'm hoping also this is going to be a nice, easy, simple build without problems. How do we hook it up to the base? Well, we place a connector on the front. There. Interesting. Okay, the ideas are coming together now of how we can do this. I don't think it's a massive problem. So now we have all the components, the engines are now being built, and that's our first 5 engines. Okay. Build planet is empty. So we have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 up top. Yeah. 5 and 6. I'm going to do this on 11 engines. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. Now that the weather's cleared and production is in full swing, what is our... We're balanced. Right. That's good, we've stopped it going down. That's what I expected. I mean, if you get what you expect, that's fine. So when you get something you don't expect, that's when you need to look at things and think about things. haven't made an access up onto the roof either. That could have been helpful. Okay. Let's go recharge our suit. Those things are in production. Yes, this is looking quite well balanced now. So it is 5 wind turbines to balance the whole thing. That's interesting. I actually find that interesting. On planet Earth, that is. It's different on different planets. And this view is spectacular. Oh, it's nearly morning. Look at that, the sun's hitting the top of that mountain. I love this area. I like building here. I'd like to spend more time here. Maybe we will. You're done. Yeah. So this placement of engines that I've chosen, not the best idea in the world. It's going to be interesting to see how it flies, if it flies. Combat, things like that. You know, the basic ideas that are thrown at you during gameplay. We can't put anything in front of that as well. I think it makes it more interesting. For me, the interesting part is the uncertainty. Will things work? Hard to tell. Very hard to tell. Alright. Okay. Now we've added to that power, we can start thinking about the power on this ship. It's important that the base is balanced first. There we go, that's the engines done. If we take an O2 generator, we can place hydrogen tanks on it. What would be the problems with that. There shouldn't be any problems with that. I think I've worked it out. That's going to leave us this as a gap. Okay. I think we can do that. So let's start there. All we need is an O2 generator. I don't seem to have one lying around. Okay. Oh, medical. Okay. Actually, we'll put this on 4. 3. Yeah, I'll pop it there. We will need to do this somehow. We could stand it up. But we can't place it there because there's an engine. It's where the connectors are that restrict where you put things. I think we'll lie it down on its side. But then the connectors don't match. Okay. Which would place it here. Really? Yes. Yes, I think I'll go with that. Is it important how we place things? I don't know. But I feel that that is probably a good place, or a good placement. Let's try it out. Check the build planner. Yep, build planner's good. So with an O2 generator means we can generate hydrogen for the ship. Okay. Just looking at what we've placed on this ship here, we've placed a gyroscope, batteries we haven't done yet, cargo we have, engines we have, ore detector, yeah, that might be a good idea. I think I'll go for a beacon, not an antenna. Although antennas are good. An ore detector though. Not needed. But we might be doing it. So we have an O2 generator. To go alongside an O2 generator, I would like some kind of hydrogen storage. Now the hydrogen storage I'm going to choose is not going to be big enough. So let's have a look at, see what kind of tanks we've got here. That's too big. This might fit. Again, the connectors aren't fantastic, but they're there. Small hydrogen tank. Is that enough? To get us into space, yeah. I think so. I don't think it'll get us much further. I don't think it'll get us much further at all. So all we need to do is connect them together and then place ice in the O2 generator. That'll give us hydrogen. Everything must be connected. That's the biggest problem with this style of ship. Without connections, the individual systems won't work. No, not very well. That's going to make it more difficult as the sun comes up on a brand new day. That's nice. What I'm hoping for on these batteries down here, there's a green dot on it. I want 2 green dots before I put the batteries on board the ship, if possible. How can we do that? So I can't place any ice into that O2 generator until we can charge it up. I think the answer is not to rush things. Let's allow everything to start building up at this point in time. It slows down your progression, I agree, but at the same time, there isn't a rush. It's not a race. I would like to know the volume on that. 1.5 million, what's 1%? 150,000. What is your volume? You can take 1 million. 1 million litres of hydrogen. You take 15. So 1/15 of a large hydrogen tank. I think that should be enough to get us out of the atmosphere and into orbit. Am I correct? There's one way to find out, isn't there? Okay, that's that done. I just want to add some blocks. That'll become important later. Not right now. We need that to get up to 2 green dots. And then I can build the batteries on board the ship. And we can start filling those, well, that O2 generator. Okay. In the meantime, whilst we're waiting for that, we can gain resources, of course. Why wouldn't we? Only makes sense. Only makes sense. So, whilst we're waiting for things to catch up with us, and to gain power so that we can transfer it to a ship. It gives us a chance to relax a little, enjoy the scenery, and just collect the occasional resources. I think that's going to help a lot. I think for space engineers this is the most relaxed stage of the game. I'd advise you to enjoy it. Not being stressed out and everything nicely just ticking along, not harming anybody. I like this part of the game. I like it a lot. Normally I would just sit down, make a brew, and enjoy the experience. Just take the time out. We just used a lot of iron on some engines. I mean, a lot of iron. I think we need to replace that. Our base is now, I wouldn't say on the mend, but gaining. It's gaining power as we do other things. Go for a hike in the country. You know, have a quick holiday. Hello, Shadman. Almost need to set up an auto iron mining outpost. You're quite right. We should really. I totally agree with that. Interesting thing about doing it though is it would be more efficient than I am. that efficiency would mean things would be quicker. And at this point of the game, I want to not go quicker, but slower. Give everything a chance to get set up and be reliable. So yes, I completely agree with you. Really, I should be looking at building a drill and doing this automatically, like I did with the ice. Exactly the same setup, to be quite honest with you, except it have its own wind turbines to power it. But yes, I totally agree. There's a couple of things that, well, I like about Space Engineers. Firstly, you can take your time. You're not under pressure. Just look at that view. Yeah. Take a look around you. It's just the way I am, I think. I want to take my time, I want to experience everything. At the same time, I think other people's mileage may vary. If you want to get into space faster, automate this. Definitely. Set up a mine. Very good idea to do so. I think I've accidentally overfilled the ship. But mining outposts, definitely a good idea to build them everywhere you can. Okay, that one's filled. That's filling. It's not always about being faster. I find making the drills and getting them work fun. Exactly. That's the whole point. Getting stuff like that working is fun. I totally agree. And the fog's rolling in again. Ah. We're not being very lucky with the fog, are we? Never mind. Alright, we'll have to go slow on the way back. I can't see a thing. All about the fun. Yes, absolutely. What you find fun, you should do. 100%. Speaking of fun, where's my coffee? That's a little bit dead. Never mind. I am thinking about building other things at this point. I'm not sure whether I should or not. I mean, one of the things that I can think about is, are there any requests from the stream? Do you want to see a build of anything in particular? Is there something that you would like to see? This is a good time for requests, actually, as we are in what I would consider to be a safe environment. That's not going to last, but, you know. I can't see a thing. I really can't. Alright, I found the outline of a lumpy ship type of thing. Okay. Ah, there it is. Well, they didn't make that easy with the fog, did they? Yeah. Oh well. I do like the weather effects. You could call them inconvenient, but they are actually quite good fun. They do add to the game quite a lot. I like that. Okay, it emptied itself. And as predicted, 2 dots on the power. That's what I was waiting for. Which means that we can now start powering up the ship a little bit. Yes. We'll start with the hydrogen. Which needs that one, interior plate. So, we have an oxygen generator. Now, it's connected to the base, so it can draw power from the base. It doesn't have to have power on board to start off with. When we disconnect it from the base, it has to be self-powered, obviously. So the conveyor goes in there. It says I can't place it. Because I didn't pick it up. Okay, that's interesting. Thought I did. My bad. There we go. Yep, it's gone green. So here's our O2 generator. Yes. Once connected, we can add ice. Lovely. Let's produce that. Yeah, it's gone back down to 1 dot because we're recharging this ship. Okay. At least know where we're up to. It's a good sign. And the sunrise. When you think about it, it hasn't really taken us long to get from our landing point to a point where we're building a spaceship. And we're even on our second base. I think that's important. Right, we need to add some ice. I think we've got plenty of that stuff, somehow. Got a feeling it's all in here. We can just add it to a cargo container. There you go, disappears. Which now means our small hydrogen tank should start filling. But it's not. Okay, how's our O2 generator going? Interesting. Right, so the conveyor worked up until there. It's not working across there. Okay, let's check the connections. So, small hydrogen tank. There it is, at the bottom. It's connected. Huh. I wonder if it's trying to produce hydrogen for the large one and it can't. That's an interesting idea. It won't fill. That's interesting. Sometimes it just takes a little time for it to update. But I don't think that's the problem. I've not tried this before. Now I do find this interesting. Okay. It's saying no to me. Let's double check what we've done. We've got 3 dots there. We've got 4 dots there. Okay. So we placed in like that. And that is a connector there. So it is connected. Yet it's not functional. This means that it is detecting the other hydrogen tank, and that's taking priority. It can't reach that other hydrogen tank, so it's not going to do anything. Wow. Well, there you go. Something I didn't know. Which is fine. I think we just leave it to it. Sort itself out eventually, or I'll sort it out when I work out how to. Let's do gyros. If anybody knows why this happens, I'd be interested. I'm interested. Gyros take steel plate. I wonder if I place that in on an auto refill, will that kick start it? No, it won't. Okay, noted. Gyros. Yeah, I think we're going to have 3. 1, 2, 3. We'll place them here. Gyros have a direction. All I've got to do now is work it out. And I want the first gyro to be in the centre. So the direction they face is... that's forwards. Like that. That's forwards. Okay, 3 gyros. Let's have some fun. Something to note. As it's part of the base, this structure, it's responding to whatever the base is doing. That could be very important in the future. We can disconnect it from the base. I'm not sure if that's wise at this stage. I think I'm going to leave it as it is, because that's an interesting result. Build planners on 3 gyros. You see, you learn something every day. So I've got to bear that in mind tomorrow. Because obviously tomorrow's a special day. We are doing hardcore. Okay, caught up. Wow. So the fact that we have a mine in operation has stopped our fueling of the ship. If I start up the fueling of the ship, it'll stop our stockpiling on the large one, won't it? Got a feeling we could reload the game and it will start. I think we should test that. Let's have a look. That's not doing anything. That's got ice in it. Let's make sure it's switched on. It is. Is it working? It is. Right, we're going to do a reload. See if that kick starts it. What a reload does is it forces it to rework its logic on the current conditions of the base. I have a drink here. Good. Here it goes. It's working now. So it required a restart. A reset. Okay. Noted. Note to self. Be careful with requiring restarts for things to recalculate and operate fully. That can happen because the game is complicated. What is happening there is one of the scripts or one of the conditions wasn't being met properly or dated, and the game couldn't decide what to do, so it did nothing. I totally agree with that result, and I don't have a problem with it. Oh, ice. More ice required. Definitely an interesting result. But we got it working. It's not a problem. That's the first time so far in the series that we've had to do a restart to get something to work properly. Now, please be aware that this game is very, very complicated. Not everything is going to work first time. I mean, if it did, I'd be very, very surprised. So, when you're checking something and you've done everything correct and you think it should work, just try a restart. Just let the logic reset, clear its memory. It'll restart its own logic, and with a bit of luck, or hopefully, things should be working properly. I have never had an instance where things didn't work properly. So maybe I've been lucky. Maybe I've just been lucky. Oh, it's disappearing straight away. Wow. It's eating through the ice. Which is exactly what I want. 2 gyros. Why 3 gyros? Because I had 3 spaces. I could have just put the 1 in, quite honest with you. I had 3 spaces here, so I thought, we'll have 3 gyros. That's the only reason. Hopefully we'll get rid of some of this ice now. Yeah, it gone. Okay. Again, I'm taking my time, letting things catch up, letting production catch up, everything like that. I'm also interested to see how much of this ice it can take. Wow! What is going on here? It is yummying it. So there you go, you can tell it's working. This figure changes. Ha! That's already 15% full. Okay, I think we might be able to fill the tank. As we build. That's interesting. Now, gyros take an awful lot of iron and cobalt. Which means that we will now be probably running short on both. Quite normal. Quite used to it. Wow, that's a lot of production. Ah dear. Are we running out of iron? Yes, we are. $12K. Okay. Yeah, these large grid gyros do take a lot of resources. unfortunately. Well, that's looking a lot better now. Yep, it's looking right. There we go. Keep emptying out that ice. Right, gyros installed. %, fuel on board. Wow. Okay. Things are looking up. And I think we are ready to power this machine. So batteries will be required. I think we're going to do the same thing as what we did with the gyros. 3 batteries because we've got 3 spots. And trying to keep this as simple as possible, to be honest. So batteries are on 2. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Build planet is empty. And I just need to restart my monitor. It's behaving badly. There we go. Hopefully that should do it. Yes, nothing on build planner. Batteries are heavy to make. Take a little bit of time. Actually keep going with the ice whilst we're doing this. Very heavy, especially the power components. Staying or going? Staying. Good. Means we've saturated the system. So I think now you can see what I'm doing. I'm building the ship at the same time as adding fuel. Pretty simple process. Trying to get below 1 million on the base. Yeah. That's why we opened an ice mine. I wouldn't normally do it manually. In fact, I don't think we need to do that much more. Just get on with this build for a bit. Do the heavy lifting for the batteries. Now these batteries, all 3 of them, need a control panel, please. Should have 3 red batteries. Turn them all over to recharge. I don't want them coming online active. When they come online, they will start drawing the power out of the base and, well, yeah, we'll lose power. Probably totally. that will kill the base. Literally. It will just power down everything. It will grind to a halt. Which means I can't put any more ice on the ship. Normally, if I was playing by myself, not online, and streaming, I would not do this or build these batteries until I had 4 dots on at least one battery here, or at least one full battery for transferring of power. When you transfer power, you lose 20%. Yeah, and we're going to be transferring 3 batteries over. 3 batteries to full. I guess you could say that's going to cause problems. Yeah, I guess. That's okay. The problems that it causes will resolve themselves over time. But this is what I was saying earlier about just taking your time at this stage of the game. If you do things too quickly, then you would need a bigger build. I mean, this is pretty minimalistic. We are putting in the minimum amount of batteries on the base, the minimum amount of turbines, and things like that. But everything is possible from this position. It's going to be interesting. I want to see what happens. I've got a feeling it's just going to flatten the base. Ah, bless. Normally what I would do is take precautions and switch everything off. I'm not going to. I want to see what happens. Okay. Already 1 green dot. 25% full, at least. 46, wow. As long as it's got 50% in there, we should be okay to release this platform and see if it floats. Or just falls to the floor and says, no, I'm too heavy. I guess we're about to find out. These power cells are taking a while. That's okay. Once the power cells are up and functional and charged, the ship is, the platform, it's not a ship yet. The platform is ready to go. All ready for its initial tests. Have I forgotten anything that is absolutely necessary? Yes. Something to sit in to fly it. We've got hydrogen, gyros, battery. Anything else we need? Yeah, just a cockpit. I think we're just going to put a simple cockpit on. Nothing amazing. And now we flatten the base. Well, time will tell. Let's look at this situation. What we'd like to do is connect that there, that conveyor port, to the place I've been using for building. Actually, we can do it to the top one, which I'm not using. That would probably make more sense. To do that, we need enough scaffolding to keep the thing up in the, well, up in the air. Alright, let's see what we've got to work with. A million eyes. And not much else. About 10k iron. I mean, to finish the build would take a lot more than 10k iron, but we're not going to be finishing it here. To be honest, I'm ready for testing, but how do we keep it afloat whilst modifying that connection? We have to build a separate... Yes. Yes, indeed. We're going to have to build a separate part here. A separate piece of scaffolding to go into that section. Then we can place in a pipe on the walk, well, that will cross the walkway that we've been using to do the build. I believe that will work. Hopefully we can still produce. Let's try it. Just 100. Need to be a bit conservative now, unfortunately. we need to take out that section, and that section for this to work. So as long as the scaffolding holds, we'll be fine. It's hard to see scaffolding. I think we're linked. Everything seems linked. It's these bits that I double check. That one isn't linked. I'm going to put that block in. Okay. Don't think I need to, but I'm going to. I'm also going to put in the extras here and here. Just to make sure it's got a solid link. We may as well put that one in.
Energy low.
Oh, thank you, energy. Very kind. Whoops, don't fall down the hole. Yes, I'm just doubling up on my scaffolding because I'm about to take some of it out. Okay. And I'm being very careful with this because I don't want bad mistakes to happen. I think I would like to build those two underneath there as well and connect them up. Just as a safety precaution. Okay, done. May as well put this one in as well. Alright. So on top of that square there, we are just going to put a cockpit. Here, we'll need a connector. And we don't seem to have one. Oh, we didn't do the respawn kit. Where on earth will we put that? Well, it's usually better to attach it to hydrogen and oxygen. I think we do that then. It's just going to be a survival kit. It's not going to be a full one. Medical. Let's have a look. Let's see what we do with this. So it does go on that connector there, doesn't it? Yeah, it's only got the two connections either side. Okay. Yeah. Alright, we'll go with that as its basic build. think we better put it in. Might be wise. Problem is now I've got to dig a great big hole here. Great. There you go. Batteries are now on red. They are flat. Dead. Okay. Base is dead. Right, how far did we get on these? We got them to half power. I think that's fine. It'll work itself out. I hope. Fully recharged in 2 hours at the current input. It's quite a bit. That's quite a bit. So, a respawn point. There's only 3 medical computers. There we go, 1 respawn point. It's also obviously a very basic assembler as well. Right. I think that does that. The only other thing that we would need is a cockpit. Nothing fancy at this stage, unfortunately. So all I'm going to do is pop one of these in. Does it have a connector on the bottom? Yes, it does. Good. So it can be connected to the systems. Good. And that's going to pop that. This could work. Awesome. Very awesome. How's the sun doing? Good God, it's travelling. It's a problem with these polar regions. The days are pretty damn short. I can't use solar. We do have to think about solar panels though. Okay. $60 bulletproof glass? Seriously? Okay. Now, the final design will not have a cockpit. This will be removed at some point. What I would like to do is probably build a bridge here. The bridge will probably also go out one further block. Although I haven't designed, well, I haven't thought about the final design yet. Not really. At this point in time, I just want to try and make something that's going to work. I call it phase 1. There's 3 phases I use. Phase 1 is the foundation, which is what we're looking at here. Phase 2 is the design and implementation of what is needed to make it expandable. And phase 3 is making it look okay. I'm not going to say look good, because I'm not that good a player. We're going to make it look okay. The final design could be interesting. So you're half full of fuel, you're half full of power, the ship's half built. Wow! Everything's set to go. We need oxygen. Not sure what to do on that survival kit. Can't access. Okay. I think we're ready to start the finals. It's got all the pieces you need for a spaceship. That's interesting. We've got 8,009. No power. Where did we leave our oxygen tank? Did we have an oxygen tank? We have a hydrogen bottle, spare. No. Production. I will take 2 oxygen and 1 hydrogen. And they should all disappear. That is correct. Yeah. They should now be found in the hydrogen tank, filling up. Or somewhere. Oh no, in the O2 generator. Alrighty. I'm gonna have another oxygen, I think. So they're all full. We're going to transfer those to the cockpit. These are going to be spares. So we will want 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Excellent, thank you. If I forget those, we could die, and that would be bad. So let's not do that. Okay, next on the list, connectors. We're going to need 2 of these. One goes there. And it's steel plate. What's that going to attach to? I'm not absolutely sure that it will matter. Okay. Because we'll be removing the scaffolding, won't we? I think the best thing to do is to connect it up, remove the scaffolding, and then reapply the scaffolding. It won't let us. Okay. Let's pop this connector in. You might notice that the base is working still okay, even though we've killed the batteries. That's because we've got those lovely wind turbines going. We're literally surviving off those alone. 95 steel plate, okay. Huh. Alrighty. Right, to get to here. How far up are we? 1, 2. Damn, it's hard to tell. So we need to go 1 up, and then we can go across. That's good. Oh, it's producing quite nicely. So this will be tubing. I usually use tubing. Alright, we'll use tubing. Where have we got that? We've got it on 5, haven't we? Something like that. Then we'd need to turn it. Just using the mouse scroll wheel. There we go. Like that. Hoping this works. Yeah, that's correct. Excellent. Just need a bit of interior plate by the looks of it. That's okay. I think we can manage that. 1, 2. 2 interior plate. Okay. Oh wow, that's sun. Is that rain? I think the weather's turning bad. Yeah, it's just rain. It's not a storm. Okay. 2 interior plate, please. Thank you. I think that's right. And then we need a connector, number 9. Like that. Okay. I'm hoping that these will build and connect to the correct items. Yeah. I guess we'll see about that as we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we'll do the flight. Check build planner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nothing, Shadman, you haven't missed anything. And I hope you're enjoying your food. Connecting up is what I'm doing now. We've killed the base power. 75% of the ship is now complete, and I'm just connecting up so I can siphon off more hydrogen from over there. So let's see if we can get this done. We're running out of resources, by the way. Literally. Nearly flat broke now on resources. Which is fine. On solo play, I would have stocked this place up to the nines and had resources galore, as it's a straightforward playthrough. I am not doing that, really. I probably should, but I'm not going to be doing it. Not yet, because it means 2 hours of resource collection, which currently isn't really required. Fish and chips day. Oh no! I was supposed to have fish and chips day yesterday, but was too ill. I was too ill to get it, unfortunately, so I didn't get it. Oh well. I like my fish and chips day. Once a week. So, unfortunately, I won't get any till next week now. It's what I look forward to. I might have to get a pizza. Oh well. No, I will not do that. I'll be good. I'll be good. So hopefully this connector will work. You do the battered sausage. I used to love battered sausage. Used to. It's been a good 20 years since I last had battered sausage. No idea why. What? Real life is strange that way. And stop doing it now. Sometimes we get it in the holidays. Alright. That's interesting, wonder why. Maybe a variation in supply. Probably. That's usually what happens. They can't get the correct suppliers. That's what I found in the place where I live. Alright, they're all yellow. That's looking okay. Build planet is empty. That's good news. So this kind of connection, I found it unreliable in the past. Building a connection into your scaffolding, probably not a good idea. Probably. But I'm going to do it anyway. Ah, right, yes, politics. intervened, did it? I see, Shadman. I see, I know. I know what that's like. Politics is something I started to avoid over 40 years ago. And it took me about 10 years to get politics out of my life. It took me a further 10 years to successfully avoid further politics. Glad I did. We have an unmade connector. Right, let's do something about that unmade connector. Let's call it Shipyard. It's the important one. The original connector is... that's not ours. That's awkward. We'll just call it Shipyard Connector. We have to name that one. We have to know which one it is. Otherwise we could end up dropping our lovely, lovely little fly thing on the floor. That wouldn't be good. Yes, me and politics don't mix. Probably a good thing. Might not be. So, we built them. They're on yellow. We want to turn them green. So, K. Shipyard connector. Comes under S now. And all we have to do is go down here and lock. Whilst we're at it, we'll change the strength to 1. Okay. That should now be green, which means we're connected. We now don't need to transport ice onto the ship as, well, it's going to be provided for us by the base. That's awesome. That's going to help. Mine. Hydrogen tank. 78%. That needs to fill. They both need to fill. Okay. Alright. We're now fully connected to the base. And we have a platform, 75% charged, ready for launch. It's a little bit of a joke, because I'm not certain that it will launch. I guess there's one way to find out. But not today. Right. We're still on dead batteries. So, let's take stock. What do we actually have now? We have a platform which is possibly capable of getting into orbit. We have a base which is not very good. Okay, let's see what we can put together here. We do have the nickel, good. We do have the silicon. May as well put the gravel in here, there's no reason not to. We don't have enough gravel. Okay. How are we looking on ice, do you think? O2 generators are going okay. I think we can transfer these out. Hey, it's Dicer Gaming, morning. Launch up or down is the question. Indeed it is, Shadman, indeed it is. And our ice is melting. Go up or blow up. Well, I'm guessing that those are the possibilities. We've completed all the basic systems. Everything's green, all the connections are green. It looks awful. Not unexpected. Weapons. We need weapons. Space is dangerous. What weapons should we have? Let's start with something simple. Let's start with Gatling. Do we have the cobalt? What do we think? 2 Gatling turrets for initial experimentation? I think so. 2. Okay. Do we have the cobalt? $290. We might get away with this. Yes, we will. I think we will. Okay. What do we need to actually build these things? Steel plate, huh? Fits there. Does it matter which way round I put them? Which way round do these things go? It's always hard to tell. Delete. They go with that bit pointing forwards. Right, they slant forwards there. Okay. Second one back. Can I see the slant? It's hard to see the slant. Let's try just revolving that. Yeah, I'm thinking there. And that was the wrong way round. Huh, okay. Does it matter? No, not really. Put this one the other way around then. I'd like them to be both the same way around though. Which one was it? 9. Oh, come on game. Let me do it. Thank you. That's lovely. Ugh, I hate it. Eesh. Really disorientates me. See if we can build them. You're probably wondering, why did I put them underneath and not on top? No reason really. You built a ship yesterday, it would not take off, could not work out why. So you added more thrusters. Then I saw I had not unlocked the landing gear. Oh no. I never put landing gear on. And that's the main reason. It's that complication. It always puts me off. I don't know why. I think you should put landing gear on your ships. I really do. I never seem to get around to it. I find that a little strange. It seems to be a personal thing. Not quite sure why it happened to me. I just had a bad experience with landing gear, I think. Exactly the same experience that you've just had, Shadman. You saw someone put wheels on the side for landing pads, correct. There is a big reason for it, and I'll go into it. So, why would you want to land on wheels, not, well, placed in the horizontal, not the vertical? The reason is, wheels interact differently within the game, physics-wise, than other components. Damaging wheels is next to impossible due to the way they are developed for, well, wheeled vehicles. They have to contact the ground. They don't always take damage from the ground. So their interaction is different. People abuse that by using them as landing gear so that if they are going to crash, the wheels hit first, take the impact, and the impact is a lot lower due to the interaction being a lot lower. It reduces damage. That's why they do it. I don't think it's a cheat. It is a valid interaction within the game. Personally, I prefer to take the damage. Not because I'm a sadist, but because if I do take damage on a ship, it's usually my fault. And I will take responsibility. For me, it's responsibility rather than anything else. We've got a couple of turrets. How much magnesium do we have? 82. Magnesium powder once would make 82. I just want 50. No, that's wrong. 50. There we go. So that's why they do it. It's due to the physics engine within the game. Yeah, it's one of those things. Initially, when the game was developed in alpha, they had problems with wheels exploding on vehicles whilst they were travelling across a planet. And this was because the planet is divided up into sections of what they call voxel blocks. And at each intersection where the two blocks join, there is a small gap. It's 1 pixel of a gap. But it was that 1 pixel that would make the wheels fall through the floor, interact with the voxels, blow up, shooting the well, wheeled vehicle into the air, which was quite impressive and quite funny. Basically destroying a lot of work that people were doing on wheeled vehicles, and people then decided that flying was safer. It's why I'm very careful with wheeled vehicles, and it's due to the fact that people decided that they should race around in them at over 30 meters per second, which isn't enough time for the physics engine to update its actual position. So as the wheels were dropping through the floor, they were basically taking an awful lot of damage. So they had to adjust the wheel interaction because of this, to stop them from exploding. And now people use them as landing gear. Interesting result, I think. But not unexpected. But that's the history of the wheels. Interesting little thing. Still red. Oh well. I'm going to do this manual actually, because I don't know where things are. I want them in this cargo container. Right, so I've marked the cargo container, and now we can find the production. That's correct. Is there any more? So the turrets have filled themselves, that's automatic. I think we'll go. We're armed and dangerous. Lovely. Control panel. Turrets. Let's see what we've got. Uh, 600's okay actually, but we'll go up to 800. Don't have to. They're just very, well, they've got between 600 and 800. A Gatling turret will probably not hit. Very inaccurate. Target rockets, no point. They don't have enough time to lock on at the speed that rockets go. Target small ships on, large ships on, characters, doesn't matter, we'll switch that off. Stations, no thank you. Neutrals off, enemies on, default no, weapons please only, I don't care about killing things. These are defensive. Use conveyor system on, correct. Right. 2 defensive Gatling turrets for destroying incoming weapons. Good. That I like the idea of. All we're waiting on now is for these batteries to catch up with us. 2 hours. Lovely. What would you want to do for 2 hours? Could explore. And this is what I meant about spending more time doing things. We could build a hydrogen engine to speed this up. Let's have a look at hydrogen engines. We haven't looked at hydrogen engines, I've been avoiding them. They have a little thingy-majig underneath. one at the end. Huh. How big is that? Two blocks by one block. We don't really have anywhere to put it on the ship. That's interesting. I never thought about putting one on. Well, not this phase, this module. Alright, we'll put it on the base then. Where on the base can we put a hydrogen engine? Let's say over there. Let's look over here. Yes, I didn't build this properly. God damn it. We could place it down there at the mine. Would make sense, wouldn't it? Yeah. Well, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't really matter where we put it. Everything's connected. Let's have a look at placing it on the mine. 17. Alright. 4. There we go. And what I'll do is I'll just place an access point to it as well. That's just habit. So it's number 9. And I think it's pretty obvious that it goes that way round. Like that. And we'll just slot it onto the hydrogen tank. It's fair enough, isn't it? Check build planner. Yep. I don't always put things in the obvious places, put it that way. I'm not even sure we can build it. There you go, hydrogen engine. %75% full on the hydrogen tank, feeding it. A mine that's dormant as we're trying to lose the ice. The reason I didn't want to make a hydrogen engine earlier is because it uses the hydrogen and we don't have excess. We're still trying to fill the tanks. So I think we are at the point where one can be built. Let's take a look at that, shall we? Hydrogen engine in red. There it is. So we're going to turn it off, that's for certain. Okay. Let's build it. waiting 2 hours for everything to catch up to us now, because we've been doing things too fast. Okay. Typical. Right, let's see if this thing works. So filled. Turn it on. It's full. It's working. Current output 5 megawatts. There we go. 1 hydrogen engine. In operation. That gives out massive amounts of power. It's a solution. Some people think it's the best solution. Still red. Two hours, huh? How about 21 minutes? Yeah, that's a big solution. It's also using up our hydrogen. Is this tank still filling? I mean, this is the one that matters. It is, but it's slowed down a lot. Okay. That's fine. We'll leave it alone. Sometimes you're better not touching things, micromanaging. That was lightning. I saw you. Looks like we're in for a tea break. Yeah, just turn it to stock and it will fill up correct. Absolutely. I'm not going to do that because we've got enough hydrogen generation. We're fine. Yeah, that's lightning. Is it coming our way? A thunderstorm. Yes, it is. Are we going to die? Probably. Yikes. What timing? That was bad time. We just got everything set up. It's okay. It's okay. There's a roof. I haven't had chance to armour the roof. Oh well. I guess we'll find out. There's a lovely lightning. And the rain has started. Oh, that's lovely. I'm gonna put the kettle on, see if I survive. Oh, a thunderstorm. See what survives the thunderstorm. We have a half block of light armour above us. It's not enough to stop lightning. We should take cover underground. We should. if we want to avoid it. This could be the first death of the series. Huh. Bit unfortunate, isn't it? That would be shocking, yes. Nice one. Oh dear. It's beautiful though. We haven't had chance to watch the lightning yet. It's rather nice. Our little turrets are going, no, no, I don't want to die. We'll hide out here underneath your platform. And that lightning is coming our way. Oh yeah, that's coming our way. Oh dear. This is not going to be good. We should move around a little bit, I think. But it's okay. Part of the vanilla game is, on survival obviously, is about not dying. Consequences of dying in the game? You have to go and fetch your body. There's that, I guess. Wow, that's a lot of lightning. It's just amazing. Like I said, this game is very complicated in its programming. To play it is quite simple. Survival is quite simple. Don't get killed. Unless you turn on permanent death and you lose everything you are carrying. Indeed you do. It's not part of the vanilla experience, so I didn't switch it on, unfortunately. I wanted to make this series as, if you were to buy the game today, what would you get? Without touching the, well, with hardly touching the options. I mean, increasing the day length to 4 hours instead of 2 hours, I think is probably a good idea. A 1 hour day and a 1 hour night, I find that too fast, a bit disorientating, and breaks the immersion a little. Right, I am going to go and make my coffee and see if I'm alive when I get back. Interesting. Let's just move that. Right, be right back. still alive. Have I been hit? No. Okay. I'm doing this experiment so you don't have to. I would not advise doing what I'm doing right now. So, to defend against lightning, you can use decoys. You can also place an antenna on your base as a lightning rod. We don't seem to have been hit. And it has passed right over us. I think we got lucky. So far, anyway. I mean, I'm doing this with minimal protection. And I mean minimal. A half block of light armor. Oh, no, lightning's still there. I'm just wondering if sitting in the control seat alters it. Because when we're sat in the control seat, we are part of the base. We're not a free-standing individual. I'm going to keep that as a theory. You don't think the lightning is as bad as it was when they first released it? Probably. I do believe it was a bit of a nuisance. Obviously, game balancing has occurred over the years, so... The rain stopped. Nope, lightning hasn't. The lightning seems to follow the rain. Interesting. I've got fresh coffee. That's even better. Huh. I think people should be worried about the lightning in the game, as it is a threat to survival. It's usually the first threat you come across if you're doing a standard game, and can be dealt with. I really should build a decoy. Alright. We're clear. No damage. No damage. Can't see any damage. Can't see any damage. Alright. That's a decoy. We're going to build one. hope. If we can. Looks like we can. They're not expensive to build. That's interesting. So there's no reason not to build a decoy. That's all you have to do. Right, so that defends you against lightning. It's more likely to strike that than you. It'll destroy the decoy, by the way. You might have to rebuild it. But it'll only probably take one lightning hit. 5 minutes. Okay. 5 minutes it is. I don't fly through lightning storms if I can help it. It's a very unwise idea to do so. Which is why I just sat there and had a coffee break. I think that's what you should do. You should use things like that to take a break, have a cup of coffee, relax. It should be okay. So we're still on 0 deaths on the vanilla playthrough. That's interesting. And we have a space platform. I'm going to call it a platform, it's not a spaceship. It's certainly not a spaceship. Not at this point, anyway. We might turn it into a space station. We do have the option. We're allowed to do that. Just wondering if that's a worthwhile option. I don't know. I think it's going to be a space station for a little bit. As we transform it from a platform into a ship. That would probably be a good idea. I think that would work. You might have gathered by now that I think it's going to go to space. I think. And there are logistic problems to do with that. The main one being power, the second one being oxygen. These things can be provided by sunlight and ice in space. There's no wind, so no wind turbines. It's going to make it interesting.
Inventory full.
that's for certain. I'm glad that the lightning isn't as bad as it probably was. I have seen YouTubers advise switching the weather off. Don't. Experience it. Experience the game in its entirety before making decisions like that. Don't take a YouTuber's word for anything. Don't take a streamer's word for anything. They are not experts. They're just players like you and me. Decide for yourself. And yes, you can switch the weather off in the options if you wish to. Never found a need. For me, I will only alter a game's options if I either want more of a challenge or whether I think something is unbalanced enough to warrant it. I don't think the weather in this game is unbalanced. I like it. I think it's I wouldn't say it's terribly well balanced, but I would say it's part of the experience, the overall experience. And I find the experience enjoyable. To say the least. I like the mining. I like this part of it. It's relaxing. Right, what we got here? Got some iron. Some stone. Ooh, that's way enough. Okay. Containers are okay. Yeah, we'll take that as a result. I think people react differently to different things. So taking the advice of... I'm glad I didn't take the advice of that YouTuber, put it that way. When I was researching the game, seeing whether it was worth playing. And it is worth playing, with the full experience. If I wanted something easy, I'd play a mobile game. Not a simulated solar system. I think the YouTuber involved was just missing the point of the game. It's got a survival mode. Well, if it has a survival mode, then there must be something to survive against. And the weather is a factor. Interesting. I could do a rant on that, couldn't I? Should I? No. People's opinions are valid. Ill-advised at times, but valid. Right, let's park up our little ship. Here we go. Lovely. Oh. That red marker's disappeared. Our batteries are coming back. Yay! Go batteries. Well done, our little base has recovered from us switching on the batteries on the platform, our space platform. Actually, we can put it in that one. Down to 800k already. Interesting. Yeah, that's okay. Lovely. That was a successful little trip. It'll keep us going. Ah, lovely. Well, we don't need our hydrogen engine anymore. Was that really worth building? Let's be honest. Was it really worth building a hydrogen engine? Yeah. Sort of. It took a waiting time of 2 hours down to 21 minutes. We had a thunderstorm in the meantime. It used up some of our hydrogen which we need for takeoff. At the end of the day, it did its job. But we do need that hydrogen. And it's already at 91.8%. It did slow us down using the hydrogen in the engine, but not by much. This is nearly complete. So that's good news. Which means our ship is ready. Well, our platform's ready. Don't know about our ship. Our ship's far from ready. Got 3 steel plate left. Okay. Let's see if we can collect any more steel plate. Might be able to do some, well, sort of finishing touches. Don't really know what to call it at this point in time. Not a lot of resources left. Okay. It's a shame. We don't need a lot of resources now because we have completed the build on most things. We're just waiting on this ice to melt. But what do we take into space with us? If we go up there into space, what do we need? To progress, to build further, to go from just being in orbit to visiting the moon, for instance. What would we need? And that is probably the subject of Sunday's stream. What do we think? Yeah, that would have to go for me to complete that line, wouldn't it? Okay. Again, we can't put anything in front of the engines. And I don't know how these sides are going to go. I don't know which blocks fit at this point in time. There are blocks that fit these corners. I think we'll probably put them in at some point. But we've got all 4 lights on the batteries. The batteries are full. Everything's looking quite good. Can't reach. I just want to put in as many blocks as I possibly can at this point to see what I'm going to need for phase 2. So I can start thinking about it. O2 generator and power. Refinery assembler. We've got refinery assembler in the survival kit, although it's very basic. O2 generator and power. We've got the O2 generator. We don't have the power, do we? We need power generation. You're quite right. Some way of generating power. Okay. I just realised we can't get below those. Oh well. That was a bad build. Never mind. I'm thinking solar. Can that go the other way around? Like that? No, it's too big unless we place it off the edge. And then it doesn't look right. Okay. Page down. Let's go that way. Maybe... we can't put one in the middle, can we? No. Maybe to start off with just 2. 2 solar panels. At this stage. They're going to hang off the back. Does that matter? I don't think it does. Okay. $805. It's got to go below 500, by the way. Before I restart the mine. Otherwise it will flood out totally. 2 solar panels, is that good enough to keep us going? Nah, it's Ecker's light. For 3 batteries we would need a minimum of 12 solar panels. There's not enough room on this platform for 12 solar panels. So we're going to do with 2. Also the weight would be too high. Can't really put a full solar array on the platform. Well, we can. But only if it's a space station. I think it's pretty obvious it's not. Would it be better just to take resources with us, Or... a full component list. I'm thinking resources. It's slower. Component lists are good. I would like to build a spaceship for mining. Mining by hand in space is just a no-go. It isn't going to happen. Mining by hand on a planet, that's fine, you've got gravity. In 0G, mining by hand is a nightmare. Do we have a connector on the back of this big lump of a platform here? We'll check that. I think we have. Well, thank you. Thank you, Shadman, for the reminders. I knew I'd forget something. I always do. I think there's a connector down there at the back. Okay. That might come in useful. A mixture of components and basic resources. Have I got hydrogen left? Yes, I have. Excellent. Let's just take a look at that back. Yes, there is. Indeed. We have a connector. We don't have connectors at the sides, do we? No. Huh. Okay. Thinking of putting glass down here. Don't know how to get some walls in. It's going to be interesting. I don't know how that's going to shape at all. I think I'm going to call that complete. Phase 1. Anything else I've forgotten? So we've got refinery assembler there, survival kit. We've got the O2 generator that's parked next to it. We've now got 2 power incomes in the form of solar panels in case we get stuck. Could work. We need to take 1 cargo container of ice with us. The other cargo container can take resources. Okay. $788. This fuel tank should now be filling. Half. What's going on? 70. That's better. That's going to take a couple of minutes. Which is okay. We're actually in a good position, funnily enough. Has anybody noticed I haven't built any lights? Huh. Interesting. I'm only using the lights from my suit to do all this. I think we'll leave it as that. So that's it. That's how you complete the basics for getting into space. I think we've covered everything that I can think of. Is there anything I have missed? Ground vehicles, wheels. Well, we've spoken about wheels. I think we've covered everything. We have very, very basic rudimentary scaffolding builds with bits and pieces, how to set up a mine, a basic mine. I think if you were to start the vanilla game for the first time, you'd be okay in this situation. You'd be absolutely fine. Unknown signal. Oh, we can go and have a look. Got ammunition. Yeah. I usually miss something. It's just the way my brain works. It doesn't always follow logical steps. It tends to jump around a little bit. Unfortunately. Some people call that inspiration. I call it annoying. What do we got here then? Oh, a basic one. Okay. Oh, that looks like a button. Rainbow boots. Okay. What are you hiding? Monies. Oh, that's nice bonus. And we'll take this for resources, I think. Alright, that worked. Excellent. Let's head back. Just use my jetpack. We're back to night time. Okay. What do we do with the monies? Not a lot. Okay. I think we're done, did. So let's talk about tomorrow. Well, let's make an ATM at the embankment. At this stage, Probably a good idea. That's a good point. We could put it in here. Doesn't matter. I actually usually use the credits I pick up as a spare. I leave it lying around in bases and stuff like that, in case I need it in the future. I'm not always in a rush to ATM it and place it in a bank. So tomorrow is non-vanilla. It's going to be fully modded with every nasty mod I can find. It's supposedly impossible not to die. And we're not going to respawn. So we get one chance at it. The idea is to see how long I can survive for under a very heavily modded situation. The game's going to throw everything at me to try and kill me, including the weather. So, I was challenged last weekend to try and get from the moon to the Earth. That might sound like an easy challenge. It isn't. I might not last 20 minutes. I might not last 10 minutes. That'll be interesting. Be a very short stream. I'm hoping to do multiple streams, obviously. My current record is 4 streams. I don't know how many hours that is. I didn't count them. But if you think the average stream is 4 hours, 16 hours. Probably a bit more actually, because I did some long streams in that one. I'm not sure how it's going to go. It's quite ironic that we're just about to start the process of leaving the Earth-like planet here, when tomorrow I will be starting afresh on a completely hostile endeavour to stay alive the best I can. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I'm going to be starting at midday GMT, and I think the initial introduction to the mod and everything I'll do it in full, and hopefully I'll survive more than 10 minutes. But that's not guaranteed. I'm just an average player. I'm nothing special. Yes, I calculate things in my head, I know. 7:55, it's getting close. I'm actually a little worried that it'll be a total failure. And I'm going to video it and probably put it on YouTube, even if it's a total failure. 75%. Come on, little one, you're ticking up nicely. So even if it's a total failure, I want to learn. I want to experience it. I mean, so far in this vanilla playthrough, it's been nice, quiet, peaceful. We've been very relaxed. When we take off and get into space, that changes. Because we haven't been talking about these here. These red factions, space pirates and space spiders. And all of these factions that are undiscovered. We haven't really discussed them. That's on purpose. But it's an integral part of the game. There is NPC interaction in the game. If you are doing this as a vanilla survival playthrough, the basic concept is to explore, survive and explore. My first playthrough, I went through the whole of the solar system and explored every single planet and moon, and well, what's beyond the solar system as well, what's out there in the distant, well, outer reaches of the solar system. It was impressive. Didn't really find too many restrictions on how you want to play. And I think it's a worthwhile endeavour. I do. We could take the money with us. Okay. So I've got a feeling that I placed all my basics in here. Yeah, we've got a plushie. A good luck mascot. Do we leave the hydrogen bottle? Yes, we do. I'll swap you. How about that? Where do we want... How do you put the plushie in? I don't know. I think we should. Can we place it down or something? How does this work? No. Right click doesn't do much. Okay, let's try G. I'm not sure how the plushie works. Huh. Does anybody know? It's not a block. Oh, or is it? Engineer plushie. Hold the phone. How interesting. It seems to be a loose object. Huh. That's awesome. Alright, I think I'll leave that. Anyway. Sorry, got distracted. I got very distracted very quickly there, didn't I? Alright. Fair enough. Got a plushie lying on top of the cab. Interesting. Very weird though. Very weird. What do we need to get up to grade 3 or tier 3 tools? It doesn't tell us here. Okay. Tools. 3s. Platinum. We need to find platinum. We're not going to find that on this planet. Okay. That's fine. Huh. All right. Looks okay there. Start freeing all this lot up now. Yeah, that's no use to me. Okay. So all we need to do now is cut out the last part and then this will be free and hanging off that. Lovely. Well, this is full. That's a good start. Everything's okay here. So it's turn the batteries on, turn the engines on. We should be okay. Final checks. Batteries are dead. But recharging, stored power 229. Okay. That's fine. What do we do about the mine? Because this tank's full. I think we leave it as is. As a reserve, because we might not succeed. Everything's in position ready. Yep, everything's in position and ready. Okay. So all we need to do now is a test. Will this thing fly? Bit of a cliffhanger really, isn't it? Will it fly? What do we think? Will it? It's a small little large grid platform with ship parts bolted onto it. It could. I think I'm going to think about it. Yeah. But we're ready. We are ready to do its initial test flight. We are ready, hopefully, to go to space. I can't think of any other preparations I would need at this stage. If I do think of any, obviously we'll have to complete those. But otherwise, it's all done. It's a test flight and then go. Excellent. And that's where we're up to. So, tomorrow, hardcore. Sunday, test flight. Yes, I think that's where we're going to go. For anybody who's got space engineers, if you want to try any of this out, then please feel free, go ahead and do so. But, as a caveat to that, there's one thing I do require you to do. I require that you have fun. And Shadman, thank you very much. Let's see if fly before the end of the stream. Oh no. We're going to leave a cliffhanger this time. It's the first time I'm ever going to do this, and probably the last. I'm very uncertain about it, so I want to think through my preparation. And on Sunday I want to see if I'm right or wrong, or whether more needs to be done. In the meantime, get out there, people. That's the end of today's stream, and above all, get out there and have some fun.